Oh, hey, Dave here, DCBFX. One sec.
I need you at the command center immediately.
I'll be right back. Greetings, Dave here, DCBFX. That was a fun intro for something I thought I'd talk about this time around. Power Rangers. I love Power Rangers. Power Rangers first got on the air on August 20th, 1993. I was 26. Based on a show called Zoe Ranger, which was part of the Super Sentai series from Japan. There's a whole long story on Haim Saban and how he did this. If you want to check it out, you can go to Netflix and go to The Toys That Made Us. Season 2 has a whole thing on Power Ranger toys. Well, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger toys. This is something I enjoyed because, well, as I said in one of my previous videos, I really enjoyed the Vanguard Ace and the other big robot anime shows. So to me, this was just live action Force 5. So I got a kick out of it right away. I thought it was very cool. So it was something I enjoyed watching. I watched all the way up until, I guess, around the time the Blue Ranger left, so in Zeo, and I sort of fell off the wayside. I watched it all since my kids are watching it. My kids are up to Zeo now, season 4, and they're doing that, and it's fun to watch with them. So around 2005, I joined a group called Rangerboard, and that's a whole nother story. And I thought, you know what, this is interesting. Let's see if I can make something. So I started making some props. I made, as everyone who joins, well, not joins, anyone who starts making props, a lot of the things they start first are coins. Coins are simple, coins are easy, coins are small. So I made a couple of coins that were not terribly great, but I did make this one. This is the dragon coin. There's a picture of it there. I also took a regular morpher, or buckler as they were called in Japan, and repurposed them to make this the Green Rangers. So you do that and it opens up. This is the coin that I made. Now I made a couple different versions of this. This is my current one. And this was taken off of, there was a set of coins that Bandai Japan put out which had all the original faces on it they used for the toys. They also have one called the Tribe Coin, which is the symbol that you see with all of the Zords together, or the dinosaurs together when they make the Megazord. I made that into a coin. I sold many of them. But this was great because this was pretty much, you can't get much more authentic than this because it came from Bandai Japan. So I turned this into several coins. I made a lot of these over the years. I made a tiger coin. But one of the ones that I made that were really popular, and you can tell it's really popular because after a while, everyone else started making them too, is in season 3, for those who don't know, which is probably most of you because, well, it's a kid show, they had to, well, season 1 uses Zoe Ranger, and then season 2, they still had the same suits and they used a different Japanese. I forget the name of it now, I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, Die Ranger. And then in season 3, they had run out of everything. In fact, it was so popular, they even got to the point where they said, Japan, please make more so we can do something. So we got to season 3, and that was Kaku Ranger, which is ninja themed. And they were using the Zords, the mecha from Japan, but they still had the original suits. So at the beginning of season 3, they went on the Ninja Quest, which was basically a retelling of the movie. The movie was sort of out of canon, just was something they did with the actors and they had fun with it, but they then did it again in the series, which was, I thought, was odd. Anyway, they changed what they had. So you had Mastodon, Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Saber-toothed Tiger, and Tyrannosaurus, along with the Dragon Zord, which then in season 2 became the Tiger Zord. They just went and, you know what, let's just redo coins. Now, one thing that was out around the time of the movie was McDonald's had a toy morpher. And the toy morpher came with these 3 coins. And these coins are double face, so they have, at this point I've got the crane and the frog, and this is the bear and the wolf and the monkey and, or the ape, sorry, and the falcon. So what I did is I molded these and then cast them to sort of fill them down just to get the details and turn those into these, which, so this is, I'm missing one, must be in the back. So these are the coins for that. So I added a nice texture to the background. And some people had an issue with the things I did. For me, I always like to leave a towel on it. So this one I left the shoulder of the ape off. So I can tell that it's mine. Someone even at one point took one of my coins that they had bought and then said, well, look what I made. And I went, that's mine. No, I made it myself. So I took a picture and photoshopped it to opacity, and they had the angle down to the nth degree. So, dude, look what you did. All right, I copied it, I'm sorry. Anyway, that is part of being a prop maker on Rangerboard is once you get popular. At one point, I had 10 sets of these on the go. So I had a picture, and they were all laid out because they're all being painted. And someone said, are you Zordon? Anyway, I did this for quite a while. And it got to the point where I was doing a lot of them, and some said, well, I'm going to make them. And for me, once I get into a game like this, once when I'm making things and people go, well, I'm going to make that now, fine, I'm out, I'm done. You have fun with it. Now, granted, someone did make some very cool ones and that were metal. The whole coin game became bigger and bigger and bigger because there's more and more and more morphers out there. The morphers at one point were going for like $100. Now they're not quite so bad to get because when the sort of a revival came out about 5 years ago, they brought the Legacy line. So you then have this, a little bit more accurate on the back and a little bit bigger, a little bit more show size. If you look at the two, so this is the toy, and this is the re-release, so quite a bit bigger. And they had different sounds, and the coins were metal. So other people like Click Clash and Starlight Studios made their own, and that was fine. I was happy to move on. Like there's certain things I still make that are just mine. The Samurai Amulet, I'm the only one to make one. For a while there, I was the only one making the SED containment card. Other people are getting in that game now, so I'm out. So anyway, I left Rangerboard around 2011, I guess. As most prop makers do, Rangerboard is, well, it has a way of using up prop makers. We just kind of like, I'm not doing this anymore, and move on. I moved on to the RPF, and then from there I've moved on. I've got, well, my own site now, as you can see here. So that's just something that I made, and it was fun, and I enjoy making little things, but now I've gone on to bigger things. It's a logical progression from one thing to the next to the next. My kids are enjoying Power Rangers. I've made various things for them over the years, and they thought, oh, that's cool, that's cool. They're now sort of asking me if I'm going to make them a Zeo prop, the Zeo crystal, big, huge thing. My friend Dan sent me the files for all the individual pieces that sort of melt together. Whether I print them or not, I don't know. They're large pieces. I'll need some translucent filament to do it. So I might not. Anyway, that's my video for the day. I hope you enjoy it. If you are not a Power Ranger fan, you probably hit stop long ago and you didn't see the end of this. If you are, maybe it's some information, or maybe it's just you're sticking around. Appreciate you all who come check me out. I'm seeing now that I'm 3.5 months in, I'm getting a few more subscribers, getting more views as time goes on, which is the whole idea. If you have any comments or questions or whatever, you'd like to know something, and want an idea of something you'd like to see, please just leave a comment in the bottom. As I've said in other videos, I'm online all the time, so I always get these notifications when they come in. So, thanks for checking me out, checking out my video, and I hope to see you later.